Okay, so here's question 10 from the practice final, and it's section 4.2. And so all the 4.2 questions are pretty much going to be asking you the same stuff. It's going to be the least squares regression line, and then something with the keyword differs and something with the keyword predict. So we start by entering a list into L1 and L2. They're always going to be set up so that the first list goes in L1, second list goes in L2. So you don't have to think about which one goes where. And to get to those, again, it's stat edit, and I've already pre-filled the lists here. But just a reminder, if you come in here and you need to delete it, the previous numbers that you had in there, the easiest way to do that is to arrow up to the heading where it says L2, and then you'd press clear and enter. I'm not going to do that because I want to keep my numbers in here. And then you'd go over to your other list. Again, press clear and enter, and it'll give you blank lists to start from. So that's to get your data in there. And then first is compute the least squares regression line. So that is stat, calc, and then number 8, linreg a plus bx. And your x list is always going to be L1, y list is always going to be L2, frequency list is always going to be blank. Store regression equation, if you have that line, you don't need to use it, and calculate. And up at the top it says y equals a plus bx. That's exactly the format that you need to enter your answer. So a, 4 decimal places. So for a, we're going to do 24.8971. And then we're going to just follow this format exactly with plus, and then b, which is 0.8794. And then still following this format, then we just type in an x, and it's just a regular x off of your keyboard. And that's the exact format this needs to be. The only difference there would be if your b value happens to be negative. You can't enter a plus sign and then a negative sign for your b. So your plus sign here would be negative. So if this one was the exact same thing, but I had a negative b, I would enter 24.8971 minus 0.8794x. Okay. Then usually your follow-on questions, one has a keyword differs and one has a keyword predicted. As somebody pointed out to me, this particular one has both differs and predict in it. If you ever see that, follow the differs. If differ is in there anywhere, do the calculation for differs. So you take the value you got for B and you multiply it by the number they give you. This one I've seen trip people up before because it says $13 million. If you enter in 13 million, which is 13,000,000, you will not get the right answer, and that's because the original numbers that were given to you are already in millions of dollars, which basically means that they just want you to use 13. And the trend that I've seen there is if they give you the number 13 million, like if this said 13, 000, 000, that's the number you'd enter in. But whenever they give you like thousand or million or something as a word, that is your hint that you only want to put in the 13 and not 13,000 or 13 million. So whatever number they give you here, that's the X. So 13, and then you're going to multiply that by b from up here, and I messed that up. I'm going to just get rid of that so I don't get confused about which one it is. So b is 0.8794, so it's just going to be 13 times 0.8794 equals 11.4322, and it wants 2 decimal places, so 11.43. And then it's got the million in here, which actually is what takes care of you not using the million here. Okay, and then if it says predict, you're going to plug it into the whole equation, and so $220 million here. So it's going to be 24.8971 plus 0.8794 times the number that they give you, 220, without the million. Enter, and it is 218, again to 2 decimal places, so 218.37. This differs and predicts are pretty much always going to be part of anything from chapter or section 4.2.